Title: The Corner of Justice. The air conditioning inside the Monroe First Bank branch hummed softly, a quiet luxury against the warm spring afternoon outside. The marble floors gleamed, the brass fixtures shone, and the quiet rhythm of business carried on, until a sharp voice sliced through it. "Get out and stay where I can see you, so you don't cause any more trouble. You don't belong here, and I won't serve you." The words came from the branch manager, Veronica Blake, her manicured finger aimed like a weapon at a young black girl standing nervously at the counter. All heads turned. Eyes followed. 14-year-old Janelle Carter felt the security guard's grip tighten around her arm. He didn't say a word. He didn't need to. The accusation hanging in the air had already passed judgment. The world shifted as he marched her across the marble lobby to a corner by the entrance. Visible to all. Isolated from everything. "Stand right here. Don't move," the guard barked. Humiliation flushed Janelle's cheeks. She stood frozen in her Westridge Academy uniform, navy blazer, gray skirt, simple loafers, while wealthy customers whispered and stared. In her hand had been a $5,000 academic scholarship check. Now, it, and every form of identification she brought with her, had been confiscated. And her phone? It was sitting back at school, forgotten during study hall. "I just need to call my father," she said, voice cracking. "He's expecting me. Please." Veronica Blake, who'd already turned away, clicked across the floor in expensive heels without glancing back. "Not our problem," she said. "You'll wait here until we verify your documents, if they're even real." Just that morning, Janelle had been beaming as she tucked her scholarship check into her folder at the breakfast table. Her father, Dr. Reuben Carter, looked over the financial section of the paper, ironically featuring an article about his recent acquisition of the Monroe First Bank chain. "Are you sure you don't want me to come with you?" he asked. "I'm 14 now, Dad. I need to learn how to do this myself." He smiled with the quiet pride of a man who'd taught his daughter to think, to observe, and to stand tall. Their family lived in Brentwood Hills, the kind of neighborhood where gates whispered wealth and lawns whispered legacy. But they didn't flaunt it. Dr. Carter's philosophy was simple: wealth is a tool, not a trophy. He had built his empire from the ground up, investing in communities, advocating for financial equity. Janelle chose Monroe First Bank because it was supposed to be her father's newest acquisition. She wanted to experience what it was like on the other side of the desk, without using her last name as a shield. She hadn't expected this. At the teller window, her voice had been calm. "I'd like to deposit this check into my account. Please." She had her ID, her school card, her scholarship award letter, her bank card. Everything was in order, until the teller's smile vanished. "This is quite a large check for someone your age," said Miss Donovan, the teller. Her voice rose, just loud enough for others to hear. "Where did you get this?" Janelle explained. Calmly, clearly. Miss Donovan didn't listen. She held the check up to the light, examined it like a counterfeit bill, and pressed the silent security button. Minutes later, Veronica Blake swept in, lips pursed, eyes sharp. "Another one of these," she said to the teller. "We've been getting a lot of suspicious checks from people like her." "It's my academic scholarship," Janelle said again, showing her documentation. Veronica snatched it from her hand. "How exactly did you earn this?" she sneered. "Quotas? Special programs?" "I scored in the 99th percentile nationally," Janelle replied. Her voice never wavered. Veronica didn't hear it, or didn't care. "I decide who gets served here," she said. "And something about you doesn't sit right." The teller windows grew quiet. The whispering slowed. People watched. When Janelle politely asked for her documents back, Veronica called security. "She's causing a disturbance." The guard yanked her away, planted her in the corner, and she stood, for hours, while white clients were ushered into VIP rooms and offered espresso and warm smiles, while a Latino couple was told their transaction would be delayed due to system issues, while an elderly black man waited silently and was never acknowledged. Janelle watched, and she wrote. In her small leather notebook, her trusted companion, she documented everything. Names, times, quotes, patterns. 3 hours passed. And then, something changed. Veronica started checking her appearance, freshened her makeup, smoothed her blazer. She was preparing for someone. At 1:45 p.m., the receptionist's phone rang. She nodded to Veronica. Veronica hustled to her private office. What she didn't know was that her door didn't shut all the way. Janelle shifted slightly, peering through the crack. A tall, well-dressed man sat across from Veronica. His voice was low, conspiratorial. "Are you sure no one saw me come in?" he asked. It was Harrison Bell, CEO of Meridian Financial, her father's biggest competitor. Veronica handed him a folder. "Everything's here," she whispered. "Client lists, asset info, acquisition plans." Janelle's stomach turned. Her fingers gripped her notebook. She wrote. Every word. Every detail. She didn't know Melody Chin, the young teller watching her from across the floor. But Melody had noticed. The notebook. The hours. The quiet dignity. When Veronica disappeared with her client, Melody made a choice. She crossed the floor under the guise of cleaning. "Are you okay?" she whispered, not turning. "They took my ID. My check. Everything," Janelle whispered. "I can't call my dad. I left my phone at school." Melody hesitated, then pressed her personal phone into Janelle's hand. "Be quick. I could lose my job," Janelle called. Her father answered on the second ring. She told him everything. He said only this: "Stay calm. Help is on the way." Minutes later, a woman in a charcoal suit entered the bank. Confident. Focused. Veronica approached her with her brightest fake smile. "I'm here for Janelle Carter," said the woman. "My name is Ms. Langston. Dr. Carter sent me." The air shifted. Veronica froze. "Carter," she whispered. "Yes. The daughter of your company's majority shareholder." Veronica turned pale. "Where are her documents?" Ms. Langston demanded. Veronica stumbled, fetched the folder, handed it over with trembling hands. Then, the doors opened again, and Reuben Carter entered. The room fell silent. The same security guard who dragged Janelle now stepped aside, unsure of his own authority. Dr. Carter crossed the floor without a word, embracing his daughter. "You okay?" he asked. "I have everything," Janelle said, holding up her notebook. "Good." Then he turned. "I believe," he said to the stunned room, "that you've been holding my daughter against her will." Within minutes, a boardroom became a courtroom. Executives filed in. Security footage was displayed. Emails between Veronica and Harrison Bell were revealed. Janelle read from her notebook. "Calm. Composed. Powerful. This isn't just discrimination," Dr. Carter said. "This is corporate espionage." Veronica was fired on the spot. Melody was promoted. The bank launched a full internal investigation. Weeks later, Janelle stood on stage at a youth finance summit. She spoke not just of money, but of dignity. "Financial literacy is freedom," she said. "But dignity is non-negotiable." The audience rose to their feet. And far in the back, Dr. Carter watched his daughter, the girl who once stood in a corner, now standing at the center of a movement. A quiet fighter who changed everything.